to convince us to work for ourselves with groups that are responsible for where we are. That doesn't even really make sense. And when you get some of us that have benefited better than the others, you should be the first ones involved. You know, you meet these that tell you, well, I got there because of my skills. Or I got there because of my pedigree or my education. First of all, you're not the first smart Negro in America. Black folks have been smart a long time. You were able to take your smartness where others couldn't because people like the Urban League fought to open doors for you. Let's not ever forget that blacks were ready to play baseball before Jackie Robinson. We just couldn't play. Blacks were ready to be president before Obama. America just wasn't ready. So don't get in your highfalutin place and forget that it was some people that didn't have degrees, that didn't have the pedigree, that didn't have the background, but they went to the streets and sponsored you the way you are. Result of people that open doors for you. So even if you choose to be uninvolved, at least don't be ungrateful. Bring you right into what we're talking about tonight. First, when we look at what they're doing with the voting, all of a sudden, in Virginia and in other states, they've come with this government photo ID. Now, I hear folks saying, well, Reverend, you got to have ID to do anything, and you do. Nobody is against ID. We're not saying don't have ID. What we're saying is, why do we need different ID now? We always use ID to vote. Let's have the same ID that we had when Nixon ran and Reagan ran. So let me get this right. When Clinton and Bush and Carter and all of them ran, we used our ID. Now all of a sudden Obama run for re-election, you need a government photo ID. Well, why do we need a different ID now? We got to avoid fraud. But where has the fraud been? We did the research. There's been 0.0003% fraud, less than 1% fraud. Voter ID is a solution looking for a problem, not a problem in need of a solution. The only voter fraud is the fraud of voter ID. So the first thing we need to do is deal with those laws. But at the same time, we have to have a two-pronged strategy. We're working on this, Urban League and all of us around the country. As we fight the laws, we have to go and make sure people get the ID so they can vote this time. Now, why can't people get ID? Well, seniors, students, it's not as easy as that. I grew up single parent home. About 4 or 5 years ago, my father and I reconciled. He called me from Florida, 85 years old, said he got a letter saying that if he didn't come get his photo ID, he couldn't vote. He's been voting there 45 years. He said, I'm 85. Luckily, I'm healthy and I have a car. But a lot of my friends that are seniors have no transportation. They're on fixed income. So it costs money to get passport or whatever it is required. We have to go and provide that. We've got to go and make that happen. That's why you need to be involved in organizations. We cannot lose and have our choices, whoever they may be. Urban League nonpartisan, they're going to tell you who to vote for. We're going to tell you to vote, and vote for whoever going to stand up for you. Just that simple. Not a question of who you for, the question is who's for you. And everybody that is black ain't necessarily for me. Everybody that's my color ain't my kind. I want to know what you gonna do. I'm tired of electing just blacks, and they get there and forgot what we elected them for. We didn't send you down there to be a big shot, and we sent you down there to represent us. Mad revenues that get in. Some of our elected, some of our corporate leaders, and some of our preachers. And we get them in position, and they start modifying and moderating and taking shortcuts. And I said, well, what happened to you? What's wrong with you? Well, it's a new strategy. Well, what is the strategy? Well, you got to go along to get along. No, if you scared, say you scared. Something we ain't figured out. Just say I'm scared and sit down and shut up and let somebody not scared stand up and do what they do. We talk about civil rights movement back in the day. We need a movement now. Today, our schools are worse. Same city, same school system, yet they can't teach reading on our side of town, but they can teach it in the other side. 4 grades behind in reading, 5 grades behind in mathematics, yet we pay the same tax, but don't get the same education. We got work to do today. For favors, we're asking for what we're supposed to have. Then when they talk about the country's broke, who broke it? And you want to tell us that got the least, that we got to give the most. Reagan came in, he had a trickle-down economic theory, give a tax cut to the rich, said it would trickle down to the rest of us. That was 1980. It's 2012. We got it down and never got the trickle. deficit in the country. And where you going to cover the deficit from? They're going to cut Medicare, cut Medicaid, mess with Social Security. That's why as I tour this country about voting, when you cut Medicare for our seniors, I said it before, I say it again, this election is not just about Obama, it's about your mama. The whole social dynamic of this country. So no one should have to beg you to vote. No one should have to beg you to get involved. Do you realize that Martin Luther King, Fannie Lou Hamer, Thurgood Marshall, Adam Clayton Powell, Malcolm X, they all changed this country with a memograph machine and a rotary phone. Here you are in the